Joy Behar and the rest of the ladies on The View spend their time calling Republicans the conspiracy theorists, but they have been wrong about everything. These women are completely out of touch with reality, and you're right, ABC should wake up.
Oh, okay, and why are the meltdowns always in cars? Now to the cackling witch herself, Joy Behar from The View, whose jealousy is something to behold. Here is her assessment of Trump's new White House press secretary, Karoline Leavitt.
I think she's probably been put in there because, according to Donald Trump, she's a 10. You know that's what it is.
I want to be clear, though, it's not her first job. It was her first press briefing. She worked in the previous Trump administration.
The ever-empowering feminist, Joy herself, everyone. And this is why, of course, she's on The View and not working for the most powerful man in the world, because Karoline would wipe the floor with you bitter banshees any day.
Joy Behar has been the face of controversy for years, but this time things have gone too far. A single comment on The View about Karoline Leavitt, Donald Trump's press secretary, didn't just ruffle feathers, it sparked a full-blown scandal. What was meant to be a throwaway line about Leavitt's appearance set off a storm of outrage, leading to something far more serious, a lawsuit. Could this be the end of Joy Behar's career on The View? Was this the moment that finally pushed her too far? Let's dive in and break it all down. It started like any other View segment. The panel was discussing the latest political headlines when Behar turned her attention to Karoline Leavitt.
Here is Joy objectifying the White House press secretary, saying she only has the job because she's hot.
The ever-empowering feminist, Joy herself, everyone. And this is why, of course, she's on The View and not working for the most powerful man in the world.
Remark seemed innocent enough at first, almost offhand. Behar casually said, "I think she's probably been put in there because, according to Donald Trump, she's a 10. A comment about Leavitt's looks, nothing more. No mention of her experience, her qualifications, or her work ethic. Just her appearance. In that moment, it was as if Behar had forgotten the very message she spent years preaching, that women should be judged by their abilities, not by their looks. She made it seem like Leavitt's position in the White House was just a result of her being hot. The reaction was immediate. The studio audience sat in stunned silence, a moment of disbelief, perhaps waiting for someone to step in and tell Behar to stop. But no one did, and that's when the firestorm began. It didn't take long for the backlash to pour in. Behar's comments were not only offensive to many, they were hypocritical. How could a self-proclaimed feminist, someone who's built her career advocating for women's rights, reduce another woman's success to her looks? That wasn't just a slap in the face to Leavitt, it was a slap in the face to every woman who has fought to be taken seriously in the workplace. The outrage spread like wildfire across social media. People weren't just angry, they were confused. How could Behar, someone who has spent years talking about women's empowerment, make a comment like that? It didn't take long before the hashtag #JoyBeharCancelled started trending. People from all sides of the political spectrum were calling her out. But this wasn't just about politics. The people who loved The View were now questioning whether they could still stand by Behar. Was she the voice of reason they'd thought she was, or was she just another example of a celebrity who talks the talk without walking the walk? Then came the twist no one saw coming. Karoline Leavitt wasn't going to let this slide. She didn't take to Twitter to post a snarky comment, nor did she release a statement. Instead, Leavitt took the matter to court. A lawsuit. This wasn't just about hurt feelings, it was about defamation. Leavitt accused Behar of damaging her reputation with false and defamatory remarks. And once that lawsuit hit the legal system, everything changed.
Because Karoline would wipe the floor with you bitter banshees any day.
How well you can do your job, and the American people agree with that sentiment. So it's about competence, skill, and merit.
Legal experts were quick to weigh in. Could Behar's comment be considered slander? Did ABC, the network airing The View, now face legal consequences for allowing this kind of remark on air? What Behar didn't account for was that her words could have serious legal consequences. What seemed like a throwaway line on a daytime talk show could now threaten her career, her reputation, and the future of The View itself. Inside ABC, the pressure was on. What would they do? Would they stand by their longtime star? Or would this be the moment they decided to cut ties with Behar? Discussions behind the scenes reached a fever pitch. How far would ABC go to protect its brand? Would they suspend Behar, force her to apologize on air, or worst case, let her go? The network couldn't afford another scandal.
The president is focused on ensuring that the most competent individuals, the best and the brightest in this country, are in positions in this federal.
Ratings were already shaky, and the last thing ABC wanted was to alienate its loyal viewers. But what about Behar? Was the woman who had been with the show for over 20 years worth defending? Would her loyal fans forgive her? The pressure was mounting. Behind closed doors, ABC executives were in damage control mode, scrambling to figure out what to do next. And all the while, Behar remained defiant, brushing off the backlash. Was this arrogance, or was she truly untouchable? For Joy Behar, this was nothing new. She's weathered many controversies before. But this time, things felt different. There was something about the lawsuit, something about the public reaction, that made it seem like The View's most outspoken host might finally be pushed to the edge.
Joy Behar may have your jobs because of wokeness, but do not smear a competent professional woman like Karoline Leavitt with your nonsense, and don't lie about this being her first job. We know what you're doing there.
Could this lawsuit be the end of Joy Behar's run on The View? If ABC takes action, will Behar be forced to step away? Or will she somehow manage to survive another scandal, unscathed and still as bold as ever? The stakes have never been higher. Behar has built her career on being unapologetic. But can she continue to do that when the entire media landscape is watching and the legal system is closing in?
I think she might have had a different impression of this young woman who held her own.
I mean, you would have to give her the benefit of the doubt that she did absolutely no research after saying this about Karoline.
For ABC, the question is just as serious. Do they protect the face of The View, the woman who's been with the show for more than 2 decades? Or do they sacrifice her to save the show's reputation? If you found this story intriguing, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Stay tuned for more updates on this unfolding drama. You won't want to miss what happens next.